Hello and welcome, race fans, to All-Star Night here at HCK Beagles Racing League, where these guys are doing 150 laps around some of the shortest track racing that we've ever seen here in iRacing. So boy, oh boy, will this one be a fun time and a blast. Not only that, but everybody is all dressed up for Halloween, so we'll be sure to share some of these costumes with all you guys out there, because you guys are going to have an important vote out there in the fans, and that's picking out the best paint scheme. We'll narrow it down to 5, but you guys got to do the rest, so definitely be on the lookout for that one as we get things started off here, which we always like to do with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, these great HCK Beagles Racing League races wouldn't be possible with some fantastic sponsors, such as Davidson Builders jumping on board here all season long, the premier custom builders up there in northern New Jersey. Be sure to look them up for your home remodel needs, as well as TrackDogsRacing.com. We'll have a talk here with Josh Bittner here in just a few moments, as he's got some good special announcements coming up your way. We also have AdminBoxx, a premier button box solution for race control admins, as they, at a push of a button, can throw yellow flags, do wave rounds, do everything you possibly could need here. And man, it just helps everything out and move things along pretty smoothly. So be sure to go on down there and get your AdminBoxx button box here today. And so with that, as always, I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined by Mr. Alan English. Alan, something happened to Turner, I guess, because he's trying to contact him on the radio. I think he might have gotten involved in one of those fights that he keeps talking about.
Was it a fight with another person, or was his stomach having a fight with a burrito or something? I'm not really sure there, but I'm sure he'll be back shortly. Yeah, man, 150 laps tonight. I put it wrong in the promo. Sorry, I put 150 miles because I'm an idiot. 150 laps here tonight at this just over a third-mile oval that's sort of flat. This reminds me a lot of the track that I grew up watching down in San Antonio. It's long gone now, but it was a track a lot like this, and grassroots racing is where it's at, folks. And we're going to see some great racing here tonight under the lights at this small town track here at Hickory. And it's not for points. It's for bragging rights. It's All-Star week, or it's All-Star race night tonight. So guys are going to be out there, just going out there doing their best and trying to climb up there and snag a win tonight.
That indeed. So while we wait for Mr. Turner to join us here, let's go ahead and take a look at today's race info here of this extremely short track. So short it doesn't even have a track picture here on that race info screen. Just giving you all Heads up about this, it's dang near a quarter mile of a track, just a little bit longer than that, as these guys make some good headway out there under the lights here. So no weather issues at all. And Mr. English, you just talked about it, and that key to the race here tonight is it's all-star time. Really nothing up for grabs other than maybe some bragging rights here tonight, and I think that should make for a pretty good show.
Yeah, that's right. You know, they're still going to have a couple of fast repairs and stuff out there tonight. They're going to have 2 fast repairs. There's not going to be any incident limit, so you're only limited to how long you want to wait for your truck to be repaired in the pits after you use those 2 fast repairs. Sorry. We're going to have 5 total sets of tires. That's including the set that they start on here tonight. Track temp looks pretty good. 71 degrees down there on this little pavement oval, which should help these guys in the grip department, but you're still going to want to try to take care of those tires. They're going to get eat up pretty quickly out there. 150 laps, so you really got to make these tires last, what, quick math, about 30 laps or so, so that's not too bad. None of these guys should be running out of tires unless they want to swap to a great set, great fresh set here at the very end. And, you know, just so they have a little bit of advantage in the tire department. Fuel limit is 50%. They took about 5% of the horsepower out of these trucks, which is not going to be extremely noticeable here, except maybe on corner exit. But, yeah, it's going to be a great race tonight.
Yeah, that it will be, as Mr. Adam Turner now joining us up here in the broadcast booth. Adam, you know the rules. You're the last one to show up. You got to bring the pizza.
I don't have any pizza. I got a bum computer and about a case of cold beer. I think I'll survive.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But I just heard you took my spiel. I always keep
Oh, I had to.
it died, so that's coming. It's floating back in.
Tower operator said y'all were over there doing a cooler check out by the hauler.
Right,
Maybe confiscating some contraband beers out there.
I don't want to tell anybody, but that may be part of the issue here.
So while we continue to go under qualifying here, we mentioned it just a little bit ago, but let's talk to Mr. Josh Bittner here, the proud race sponsor for tonight's race at TrackDogsRacing.com, as he's got some special announcements coming up for you guys here. As we get to talk to Mr. Bittner right now, driving his fancy schmancy 84 machine. Just finished up qualifying here, Josh, and here you got some quick updates and announcements based on what the polling results have shown for you.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. First, I want to thank you for having me and Greg Turner for putting this on. And yeah, we got exciting things to talk about with Track Dogs real quick, and we found a lot of fun results with that poll.
I
was just gonna say, getting into it, I don't know if you want me to get into the nitty gritty, but I found out that you guys like hats. So quick update with that is we're moving to a new site, and we're gonna have more hats. We're gonna have some better hats, and I'm basically moving the print-on-demand platform, which is basically who we make our merch with. So we're gonna have more hats, more shirts, same stuff, same designs that you love. We're gonna have some more ones, and really stoked. We're gonna have so much more options in the future.
Awesome, man. Well, that sounds extremely exciting. Big time news here for TrackDogsRacing.com, which we cannot wait to see that new unveiling here in just a little bit. But looks like everything's starting to wind down here. Qualifying's coming to an end, so we'll get you back into that truck, Josh, and good luck here tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Hope he feels better soon. He's been a little under the weather.
Indeed, as all 21, Mr. Turner doesn't know how to click the right buttons, but that's okay.
This damn computer
Yeah.
has a mind of its own, and it's lagging and doing all this stuff. I do know how to spectate, but for some reason I'm not tonight.
And that's okay.
Well, I might as well just race with these guys. What's the difference?
You're right. You might as well, as we take a look at tonight's starting grid, if it will show up. It's not showing up. That's
See, it's probably my computer.
Oh.
Here, I can go.
no. It's because I was pressing the wrong button. Kale Turbeville is going to start up there on pole position with the 751 of Mike Adamson up there in second. The 6 of Paul Durkee is going to start in third. Got the 4 of Eric Stoy starting here in fourth. 42, Kevin Winker starting up towards the front as well inside that top 5. 23, Mark Collins has a pretty good starting spot up there in 6th, with the 97 of Hunter Smith starting in 7th. 86, Jake Bunjo starting in 8th. With, you just heard from him, the 84 of Josh Bittner and TrackDogsRacing.com is going to start here in 9th. And the 5 of Stephen Naylor rounds out tonight's starting top 5.
Joshua Freed in the 96 will be starting in 11th. To his outside in row 6, J.A. Burton in the 26. The 12 of Austin Johnson will start 13th, and the 14th position on the grid goes to the 18 of Rodney Griffin. 24, Andrew Hansley out there in that Spirit Machine, starting in 15th place. 16th will be the 00 of Joe Bennett. The 98 of Michael Newton, 17th. 18th will be Gregory Turner in the 69. 19th will be Matthew Jones out there in the 10 tonight. The 75 of Brian Skidmore in 20th. Jonathan Osborne 21st in his 81 truck. And that's it. That's our field tonight. And I think we do have an admin tonight. I think it's Michael Newton. So thank you, Mike, for stepping up as well. Take care of admin duties for us tonight.
And we always pride ourselves because we love seeing the extreme number of trucks that we see over here at HCKBRL of, having the 35 plus. But tonight I am thankful we don't have that many, because there wouldn't be any room on the track to actually do any racing, as the pace truck guys these guys around this track here for just a couple quick seconds.
We want to thank everybody who's already populating our YouTube chat. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get to your comments here shortly.
Well, I've never even seen this track. I don't know what's going to happen. It looks very small.
Reminds me of San Antonio Speedway, man. That's about the same size, about the same banking. Great track, but it's long gone now.
Yeah, they probably turned it into some kind of high-rise or something.
I doubt it.
Well, they might have turned it into a shooting gallery. Or
Strip mall.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
As well, it looks like we're gonna go around one more time here. I think just make sure everybody gets stacked up where they're supposed to be, and everybody up there running and ready to go. Just a reminder, we'll head through these paint schemes because we're gonna be picking 5 that you guys have to vote for. We'll also get our own pick for best paint scheme. As man, the pace truck, is that Richard Petty driving that thing? Because he ain't getting off the track.
He's just out there running the laps. I mean, he might
Somebody,
as well.
somebody post the pace car, get the black flag, just black flag, and tell them to come down.
Well, I mean, I jumped in on accident. Maybe I'm driving it and y'all don't even know.
Y'all go out there and just run a lap and see if they notice.
Yeah, well, either way, there goes the pace truck down onto pit road, coming across the line for the first time. We go green flag racing side by side here at this very short track, as these guys look like a pretty good start there, especially for the 64 machine getting out in front. The 6 Paul Durkee is going to try shuffling right around that 751 of Mike Adamson. Same thing with the 4 of Eric Stoy. That bottom line, it's a 42, tags the 751, and that's going to bring out the first caution here. Oh, and we got a little bit of a
guys.
we got a little bit of a pile up there.
You got a break, man. What happened there? That was the Michael Newton in the 98.
And Adamson. It looks like he might have come down on the 42. Not really sure there. I need to see a different angle of it.
Somebody might have got scared of some of these scary paints and just tried to avoid
Yeah,
it.
maybe.
And
Casey Jones saying, well, there's caution number 1.
And you can just see the kind of the dog pile that happened right after it, and away we go here. Already seeing the bumper banging action that we like to see at these short tracks, as we watch these guys have one heck of a time dealing with some stuff out there. I now need to go through and do something real quick.
So Rebecca Smith is here, and Corbin Rogers is here, pulling for Hunter Smith in that 97 tonight. Big Donnie's out there pulling for Hunter Turboville, or Hunter Cale Turboville in the 64. Sorry about that. Get my names crossed up tonight. Let's see, who else we got? Cody Staten out there, one of the State boys out there pulling for Kevin Winker. Shirley Martin pulling for Chachi out there, John Osborne. Hammer down, Andrew Hansley says Carol Hansley. Shirley Martin also says Daystar Screens. Don't forget that important sponsor of the 81. Matt Jones saying number 66 for winning paint. I think actually in the 10. Yep, he switched numbers tonight. I think he's at the 10 tonight. But the chef is here among us. What else we got? Albert Anderson says driving this track makes me dizzy. I'll be watching though. Looking forward to a good race. Cheryl Winkler out there, Winker, I'm sorry, pulling for the 42 of Kevin. Let's see, saying Mom loves you, Kevin. And Peyton McGowan saying, I just want a Track Dogs Racing bucket hat, but it hasn't happened yet. Maybe with the new supplier they can work something out. Casey Jones says the girls are out there pulling for Uncle Matt. Let's go number 10. Derek Welch join us saying go None Thumbs Racing, and the green flag's back out.
That it is out in front is that 64 of Turboville. His real life racing might actually come in handy here tonight as he gets out in front of the 6 of Paul Durkee, who gets the nose underneath Cale here. He's going to go side by side as they go down and across the line, single filed out a little bit behind him.
Around. Stephen Naylor in that number 5 goat machine went around. Yellow is out. Oh, got action all over the track. Fours around.
You gotta let up and hit the brakes, guys. This is short track. This ain't Talladega now. Man. I saw Children of the Corn paint, though. It kind of caught my eye.
As we watch here, the 5, maybe just a little too much go-go pedal as people were starting to kind of pile into the back of each other towards the tail end of that. Not seeing, there's some of the extra activity. Mark Collins getting involved in that.
Huh? Short track racing.
Cheryl Winkler saying number 42 for best paint. Jones saying there's question number 2. Carolina and Graceland said this is where Uncle Matt like his truck. LOL.
Well, it's all right. We'll get about 15 pace laps in, and we'll get back to it.
I hope it's not that many.
Well, it's just short. It's short track. Once they start getting on a run, this thing's going to fly by. So,
I get that rhythm going.
only 50% fuel. That's going to be interesting to see how that kind of plays out.
Well, we got 31 watchers out tonight, so we should have quite a few votes once we get that posted here in just a little bit. But in the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already. Sure do appreciate all of our supporters and viewers.
Yeah, they got to take a look and see what they like. I like this 69 here, Children of the Corn, on the back end of his truck, Gregory Turner. That's kind of scary. Those kids coming out all that corn. That ain't cool.
That's a freaky movie. So the fans get a vote, and we get to pick our own as well.
Yep, that we do.
Okay, so we need to start thinking about that. Maybe we could PM each other, try to settle on a.
Who gets to win? What do you win here?
I don't know, maybe some extra.
I think it might be Track Dogs Racing merch. I'm not sure.
Trucks down.
That it is as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here, and away we go side by side down into turns 1 and 2. 64 trying to get out in front of that 6, not quite able to. They're going to still be side by side here as the 42 and the 3 battle side by side right behind them. Here comes the 84 and Josh Bittner, or is that Herbie back there? trying to cut its way up through this field, having an identity crisis for that 84 machine here as the 96 and the 86 go side by side as well. Cale Turbeville and Paul Durkee, though, still side by side for this race lead. And here's the crazy thing. These guys are starting to actually run away from the field, and they're racing side by side as it finally looks like the 64 able to get out in front of him there as they continue to put laps down. You got the 97 now trying to make up some ground and cut his way up through this field. You got the 12 of Austin Johnson trying to slice and dice here on the outside lane.
I know for a fact there was guys putting some practice in. Mark Collins is slow. He got down in the grass. He's able to rejoin the track without incident and cause some cautions. Good job there.
Hunter Smith out there right now in third. He has the 42 of Kevin Winker sitting right there behind him as the green flag race in action continues to roll on here tonight. We'll be sure to give you every single second of passing action that we possibly can here as these guys continue to put laps on down. But we do have to start talking about getting the fan vote up and running. Oh, as the 86 and the 84 almost make side-by-side contact here. They're going to be side-by-side coming back down and across that back straightaway here at 84, losing that position. So what we'll do is we're going to do kind of like a bracket-style kind of a vote here, because I can't, I guess 4 is the maximum that I can actually put on up there. So we'll do a bracket style head-to-head where each vote will only last a few minutes, so be sure to get your votes in quick and often. And we'll cut it on down to see who's just going to have the number 1 paint scheme here tonight as the racing continues here from Hickory Motor Speedway. So your first bracket is going to be the 751 of Mike Adamson or the 42 of Kevin Winker. We will do a kind of like a zoomed in camera here to make sure you all see their paint schemes here. It's the 42 Kevin Winker right now on your screen to try to get your vote in there.
Well, I want to preface it with this is like a professional election, unlike the presidential election in the United States of America. We actually count these votes one for one. No dead people are voting. You have to have a valid ID, so go ahead and vote your favor.
And then your other contender in this bracket is that 751 of Mike Adamson, which you can now see there on your screen. And it's tough to really get a good picture of these guys while they're racing here, but either way, they're doing a heck of a job out there with some of these great looking paint schemes. 751, he's got some kind of haunted, like haunted Dale Earnhardt Jr. paint going on. Or
Yeah, Dale Senior, yeah. I saw that earlier on the Facebook page you posted it for us.
Well, that guy.
Pretty creative. Yeah, he was scary when he was live, huh?
Yeah, he was. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad everybody's participating. Just like they have on the TV all the time. Vote, vote, vote. Y'all get out there and vote. Vote, vote, vote. Yeah, that's what we're telling you to do.
Vote early, vote often. Caution's out. We'll get there.
Oh no, I think the 4 of Eric Stoy getting involved here in this one. You also have, oh, it's just a big old pile up down there in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's kind of track. Yeah, I like how they think everybody's an idiot. They don't know that it's vote time to vote. You know, you got to keep pushing the envelope. All that. I'm going to try to stop.
Oh, 751 and the 4 get beaten and banged side by side, bringing out this caution, which then blocks the track. Oh, no. And it just the track absolutely blocked and people trying to filter their way on through. Thankfully, they were able to do so for the most part, but 751 blowing that engine up and having to come on down to use a fast repair. We will have this poll up for about 2 more minutes, so be sure to get your votes in, and it is looking pretty close. So every vote will matter before we move on to the next one and get everything up and going.
They always tell us that every vote matters. I don't know.
how does this work? The winner moves on to the next round? Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Okay.
If you'd be so kind, Mr. English, pick one more scheme you liked in there. We'll do 6 rather than 5.
I'm leaning towards the 24. 24, that spirit one is pretty cool. So that should give us our 6.
Oh,
I do like the spirit one. That one's cool. It's like the store that pops up in every strip mall in America.
Yeah.
This time of year.
well, while we pace around here, we like to invite you all to go ahead and order some Dubby at Dubby.gg today, the proud energy sponsor over here at the HCK Beagles Racing League, where at checkout you can use 10%, use code HCK for 10% off at checkout. And boy, when I tell you this stuff is good, it is really good. I even took it to where I work out to have my kind of coach look at it. He's like, man, I wouldn't use this as a pre-workout, but it's pretty good. It's one of the healthier options out there, so be sure to go and look them up and order your Dubby here today as the 3 at Hunter Smith gets an absolute launch off the line here. The 96 of Josh Freed, he's going to try to shuffle on in behind him as the 18 of Rodney Griffin and the 84 of Josh Bittner battle around right behind him here as the fan vote for round number 1 has ended, and it's going to be Kevin Winker in that 42 moving along.
There we go.
Another yellow.
Well, I saw about 3 cars. Durkee was one of them. Naylor was one of them. Just self-spin. I don't know what happened in this instance here, but there was a lot of spinning on the inside of the car.
Meanwhile, Mike Adamson done for the night. Thank you. Yeah. There. Click. Let us know in the chat.
Looked like Double O Joe with the self-spin there as the 5 was down on the grass. Everybody, for the most part, looks like able to get around him here, but bringing out the caution nonetheless here as, give me a second, as vote number 2 is going to be headed your way in just a second.
These guys mixing it up here early. Time to just get a rhythm here. I know it's so easy to overcook them. I understand why Joe Bennett, why that happened right there. I mean, it's just when you run so many laps under caution, you kind of forget how to go fast there, Adam.
Yeah, well, this isn't like a super speedway here. You gotta really manage that throttle and the brakes. It's different than what they're used to running. It's an all-star race. It's a fun race, right? We'll get the hang of it. We're almost a third of the way through it already, so moving along.
That it is as we launch that vote number 2. Your second bracket is going to be Eric Stoy versus Mark Collins here. So right now you have that 4 of Stoy on your screen. A wonderful looking paint scheme there.
Yeah, I saw a couple of
That the Busch Light one, I like that one.
that was pretty cool. I like that.
Well, anything that has beer, you're gonna win our hearts and minds up here.
Yeah.
At least English in mind.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those really cool Wasatch brewery. They got some seasonal beers out. Jack-o'-lantern stout and what's the pumpkin ale.
We also have the 23 of Mark Collins out there now. Got some nice kind of copper trim around the back as we go back to green flag racing here. We'll catch up with the action in just a second, just showing off that 23 truck just a little bit longer as he battles side by side with the 10 of Matthew Jones as they head on down through these turns and have a heck of a battle here tonight. Still side by side down there as they battle hard and battle fast. Hunter Smith still out there in front. Once when he got clear, everybody, man, he is absolutely gone.
Yeah, he gone.
You got the 96 and the 97 beating and banging here right now for second place As right behind him, you got the 42 Kevin Winker. Oh, little chrome horn action there.
Chachi's around. Wow, did he warp through the wall?
It looked like it. That was weird.
Chachi might be hurt. He went flying.
Well, the 42 got into the 97, which initiated the yellow here, and we'll go back and kind of watch what happened with Chachi, who also got. Okay, that's
Glitching, man.
whoo! That was a slingshot.
Yes, he felt some G's right there, guaranteed.
That indeed. So we'll go back one more time here to Mark Collins, so he gets a fair amount of vote time here. The vote will be finishing up here shortly, and then we'll move on to our third and final round of the bracket here. So again, make sure you get those votes in to make sure you see your driver move on through here into the final vote.
Have 3 brackets, so we're going to have 3 drivers there. And then we're going to do a final vote between those 3 for the fans. Is that how?
No. So
Are we picking a broadcaster pick as well?
Well, we'll be picking a broadcaster pick as well, but I am limited to 4 names, so
We'll throw ours in the 4th bracket.
You're getting real confusing.
I was gonna say you're getting extremely confusing.
I'm confused on what's confusing. No, the fans are going to vote on their vote, and then us 3 are kind of come up with one of our own. And I don't know how the hell or what's going to happen after that.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, you don't need to. It works itself out usually. Brown's the smart one.
So with 3 brackets, it brings us from the 6 drivers. It brings us down to 3 drivers, and that will be the 3 drivers that the fans will vote for. And then we have our own pick after that.
So we'll have 2 winners.
Yes. Well, that technically 3 winners, because there's also an admin vote that we won't know about.
What do we do with the 3 winners? Do we put them in the center of the racetrack and let
They're
them
gonna
fight? We gotta wrestle. Go ahead, Brown.
It just may be as we go back to green flag racing here, 3 getting that launch that we absolutely love to see from him here as the 64 tries to make a pass up here on the 42, able to get clear. Now here comes the 12 of Austin Johnson looking down low to that 42, the 10 sitting right there behind him. You got Mark Collins, Josh Bittner not too far back. Oh, 84 of Bittner. Oh no, everybody watching out, beating and banging, staying green as maybe some of that beating. No, and never mind. There we go.
Over. Yeah. Rebecca, that's how we have to do it because we don't have enough slots on the polls that they offer us. So we're doing 2 at a time, and then we're going to do, it's like knockout, and then we'll do a final one here in a few.
So we'll take a look back here at that great battle going on between the 97 and the 84 that where we thought we were going to see a caution here in turns 1 and 2, but the little bit of contact that the 84 had with the 97 there straightened him back out. Problem was, I don't think his truck was quite settled yet, and then we just got an absolute parking lot going on down there.
Track racing. Feels like it's Saturday night, doesn't it? There's lots of people banging at the regular short track. Don't think yourself.
And with that, the vote 2 excuse me, vote 2 comes to a close with the 23 of Mark Collins moving on to that final round. So we've got one more set of drivers to throw in here.
Like Brown doesn't have enough stuff to do.
I know. I tried to do it for him, but I don't. I don't have the.
I was rebooting things and the computer died.
Oh yeah.
You're not supposed to spill Busch Light on a computer, are you? Was that?
No, and if it gets outside of your computer's cup holder, then you're in trouble. See, mine has a cup holder. I push a button on the front, and this little cup holder tray thing comes out.
Well, I think, yes, that's where you're supposed to put your drink.
Yeah.
That's why they make those.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything else to put in there.
It says CD on it.
My cassette tapes don't fit in it.
It
I mean,
says
I don't know
CD.
what else it could be used for.
It's like cup dispenser.
Cup dispenser or
Coaster dispenser.
coaster display. I don't know. Some
Go up with that. Oh, man. This is fun. We're having all-star. We're just trying to have some all-star fun.
And that we are as that 3 of Hunter Smith, man, absolutely been flying around here. You can definitely tell he's one of these guys that really enjoys short track racing here as the pace truck is about ready to come off down into pit road here as we go back to green flag racing here once again. Side by side they go. Oh, the 12. Oh, Austin Johnson, and that's going to bring out the yellow.
HCK Beagles machine, that number 12. Not sure if he had help or.
He did a little bit there.
Loose.
Looked like the 10 was pushing him on around. He didn't completely go around, though. He was able to get it corrected and whatnot, but not before the caution flag was waved here. So, speaking of that 10, we put up our final kind of qualifier poll here, and it's going to be between the 10 of Matt Jones and the 24 of Andrew Hansley. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of these trucks. Here's the 10 of Matthew Jones right now.
Chef running in 4th place right now, having a pretty good race. He worked his way up from 19th, way back in the back. Chef Matt's got it going on tonight. And his family watching too. His nieces are watching, and his brother.
He was involved in that little thing, but no big deal. Kind of short track bit.
Yeah, and you know,
Continue.
for the most part, I mean, we've seen the bumping and banging that we would see at a short track, and that's especially at a short track like this. I mean, it's what we kind of expected here tonight, and thankfully, it doesn't seem like angers are too high up there tonight. No one taking this one all that much seriously as we now move to the 24 of Andrew Hansley. Ooh, man, all right. So we got 2 extremely good paint schemes going on out here, and this one, I got a feeling this vote's going to be pretty close on this one.
It has been so far. I like the Spirit Halloween paint. That is really cool. We've all seen the stores that inhabit abandoned buildings all the time. That's just cool. And then the 10,
That's true.
the 10 with Chucky on the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
He's got characters all over that machine.
Do you think he, since he's a chef, he's in the chef club, do you think he knows Guy Fieri? Like,
I don't know.
Flavor Town?
I wouldn't admit that if I did.
No, I mean the guy is he's Flavor Town. He's got the rings, the hair. That guy is the epitome of chefing.
Like the two-tone goatee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the pace truck.
Flag's in the air, brother.
Yeah, pace truck comes back down. We go back to green flag racing here. That 3 of Hunter Smith out in front. Cale Turbeville and Kevin Winker in tow as we got racing action going on all the way through the midpoint of this field. You see there, 12 of Austin Johnson. He's trying to sneak up the inside of that 10 of Matthew Jones as they head on down. Oh, hard wall impact back there.
Big wreck.
Mark Collins. Oh, we got one tumbling onto his roof. Oh, my goodness.
That's a lot just happened.
That was deadly. Not a whole lot of trucks going to be having fast repairs left at the end of this deal.
Who ended up, was that Stoy upside down?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, he right-sided itself, kind of like, an armadillo to flip over on.
Bad hit there. Yeah, Osborne didn't really have any place to go, and he got underneath him and just flipped him over.
Kind of scooped him up. It wasn't high speed or anything.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. It was a little bit. 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 It was a little bit.
Tires on the side of that Ford just caught the ground just right, I guess. Ground him.
As we're approaching halfway point already, guys, we're getting close to that to that time, and let's we'll wind things down in here just a second. But we are going to close that poll here in just a couple more minutes, so be sure to get those votes in now to make sure your driver makes it on into that that final 3.
Big Donnie said, "Come on, guys, this ain't Talladega." That's what you said, Adam. He said, "It takes a little skill here." Hashtag car control. These guys, this is a super speedway league for the most part, so a lot of these guys not used to driving on the short tracks at all. Where was the All-Star race last season for HCK? It was at short track also, I believe. Remember?
You know what? That's a
long time ago.
You know what? I know
question.
where it was at. It was at North Wilkesboro.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
And you've got good memories.
I just needed someone to jog it real quick there.
Well, I mean, they are literally like, it's Dallas, it's 4:58, and put the pistol in one hand and the cell phone in the other and driving your knees. That's what's happening here, man.
That indeed is a 3, makes his break here. Once we go back to green flag racing, the 64 and the 42 go side by side down into turns 3 and 4 here. Neither driver giving an inch, little bit of a contact there, but able to figure things on out as the 64 continues to race
Ends
hard.
around, yellows out. Ends around up high. 81's around down low. The entire track blocked. Well, there's the 458 right there.
This is in Dallas. This right here is where somebody comes out and gets assaulted. It could be a machete,
Tire tool.
a tire tool. It could be a pistol, pocket knife. But something's about to happen.
Somebody's getting a 4-way thrown at their windshield.
At minimum, that's a minimum.
Well, Rebecca Smith says, shout out to Taylor Motor Company, Kingston, Tennessee. They always sponsor a lot of trucks out here, so see them TMC trucks out there. Don't forget, Taylor Motor Company, Kingston, Tennessee. Thank you, Rebecca.
Don't forget trackdogsracing.com. You get all this cool stuff. And
Merch, baby.
he's gonna have more hats, which is cool because that's
I love
all
hats.
wear. Hats. Yeah.
Ton of hats. My hat collection is kind of embarrassing.
Well, mine is, yeah, it's bad. I have over probably 200 hats.
I've culled a few recently.
Well, we are currently still stuck at a tie. If we're still at a tie when this thing goes green, then both drivers, I'll say, move on through. But until then, the next person that votes, man, you get to decide who moves on into that final. So if you want both drivers to move on, maybe don't vote and we'll put both drivers in there. But we can't have this thing end in a tie. That's just not how racing works. There's no such things as ties out here, as we try to figure out the fan vote here as well. So we got just a few more seconds here, folks. Be sure to do what you need to do.
We can't have a tie. We need one more vote.
There's no crying in racing.
Thank you, Tom Hanks.
Does this apply? I don't know. What's a bucket hat? Is she talking about one of the boonie hats?
Yeah, it's like a boonie hat, yeah.
Oh, I like those. Those are cool. I'll use them for golf and fishing.
So just another quick reminder on the schemes. You got the 10 of Matthew Jones and the 24 of Andrew Hansley.
What do we do if it just stays tied?
Well, if we have 31 people in here and only 12 of y'all voted, y'all get your act together. But I'm not going to be too stringent. I'm going to be just like the presidential election. You can just vote 5 times. I don't care. Just get it.
As the 3 jumps out in front here once again of that 64 and the 42. We also have some good racing going on behind them here. Kind of single filed out on this restart just a little bit. I think people want to run green flag laps. We did see a little bit of a green flag run earlier on we'd love to see that here again as the 97 of Rodney Griffin.
And Andrew Hansley in the Spirit car will win that vote, it looks like.
Getting that last vote is Andrew Hansley, as looks like yellow flag out there once again.
Well,
Go back and see. Oh no, it was the 10 of the chef self-spinning it there on the track and not hitting anything, just a self-spinner, but he had a little bit of problem getting back going there.
yeah, that's causing some of these cautions. A little self-spin. There was nobody really around him. iRacing does its thing. Calls the caution. I think America's driver was on here earlier mentioned about being dizzy. It is kind of dizzy in here.
It's really short.
Yeah. A merry-go-round.
I want to get dizzy. Do Indy cars at Bristol. That's fun.
In VR.
In VR. In VR. You will get dizzy in a hurry. It's fun though. You never make it out of what, 4th gear, I think. But it's fun.
Alright, so you got all these poles, Brown. What's happening with the next? What do we do now?
So from this point until 10 laps remaining, so up until lap 140, so about just over, just under, excuse me, 60. My math is terrible. 140. Yeah, just under 60 laps, right around 55. You have to vote for your favorite paint scheme, and that will win the fan vote here out on tonight. And here we go. Fan vote is now up. The 42 of Winker, the 23 of Collins, and the 24 of Andrew Hansley. As we'll take another look at some of these guys. You got the 42 of Winker on out there. Don't worry, we'll show these guys a bunch more while we continue to drive along here. So we'll just start things off here with that 42, who's going to be starting side by side with the 6 machine here up at the front as the pace car takes on off down into pit lane, and then we go racing here. Once again, side by side they went, but they figured that one out extremely quickly as they headed on down into 1 and 2. That 3 of Hunter Smith way out in front. Oh no, as the 86 goes around.
Oh, they're piled up.
It was just an absolute dog pile up there, and people just getting all caught up into it. The 86 really getting involved in that one. Looks like trying to see who that was. Looks like that was the 96 of Josh Freed as well, getting involved in it. Let's see here. He was involved kind of at the start with the big checkup happened, and then the 4 of Eric Stoy got hit and got bumped up into him, sending him on around. So he took a little bit of damage there. So we saw that 42 of Kevin Winker. So now let's go to the man, I can't even remember who's in the poll. I believe it was the 23 of Mark.
Yep.
Mark Collins. Now.
Thumbs racing. Little jack-o'-lantern. Simple design on the front. Good contrast though with that copper. Is that copper reflective trim and stuff across the bottom, rocker panels and stuff?
Hey, bring that around here where I'm at. You might get that car.
It's gonna be gone. It's gonna get sawzalled off at night.
Take that catalytic converter.
Catalytic converter.
You won't have nothing left. But it is a cool color. I like the look of it.
That
The reflective stuff you could do with the layer mapping or whatever. Go ahead there, Brown, sorry.
And then the final qualifier here, the 24 of Andrew Hansley on out there. So those are your three drivers, the 42, the 24, and the 23. Just kind of going in reverse number order there as they get stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing out here. Got a good job done by the leader right now, Hunter Smith, looking to get another great restart, and away he goes out like a cannon. 64 doing all he can do just to try to keep up with him here as they go down into the turns 3 and 4 here. Closing in on 50 laps to go. Side by side for the race lead, though. The 64 and that 3 almost getting up into each other there. Good defensive driving by that 64 and the 3. The 42 is going to now try to shuffle on through and pass the 3. Oh, beating and banging action we go.
Yellow's out. I was wondering if it was going to come out. 97 back here with the 5. 81 looked like he got into the back of one of those trucks. I don't know if that started it or if it just kind of happened concurrently. Simultaneously, I should say.
All right. Well, I jumped in here on accident as a driver, so I don't think it could get any worse. So I'm going to get out there and start clicking off laps.
All right.
Who do y'all want me to be take out? Start a fight.
You started a fight between a broadcaster and a driver?
I
We
mean,
might
why
get
not?
fired.
These guys are too nice to each other. I'm so tired of the niceness. But go.
Well, they don't want people cussing each other.
Well, why not? I'll tell you that 84 a Bittner. It's not a Halloween scheme, but what is that? Like a Herbie?
See, that's where I disagree with you. It is a Halloween paint because he's dressing up. He's
just missing a Volkswagen badge, and then it's believable.
It's got Track Dogs Racing on the side, which is super cool.
Yeah, is the
Dressing up?
sponsor
What do you mean? What do you mean he's dressing up?
it's his Halloween costume.
He's pretending to be a little Volkswagen car that
Well,
drives
that's
by
like-
itself.
Like super brain power, guys. I like that idea. I didn't even think of that. You guys are way smarter than me.
Well, Casey Jones, who's lost count on how many cautions, that's what computers are for, as we are on our 12th caution.
Sweet.
And we are...
We're in one of those leagues where they
Thirds
do
of the way
shot.
there.
You know that league? They do all these shots when there's a caution. These people would be dead. It'd be a 12-pack.
Stomach pump.
Charcoal in the stomach.
Looks like the...
Corbin Rogers says, they act like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. out here with these wrecks.
Ooh, I have to agree with that. I like that.
Ricky Spinhouse. Yeah.
Ricky Spino. I don't know how that guy's had a job for so long.
I don't know. Guy wins a plate race every few years, and the rest of his career just smashed into. There we go. We're going great again.
Yeah, green flag racing once again here with the 64 out in front, the 42 in tow. Here is the 6 and the 84 battle for that third spot right now. 84 on the outside here. Here comes the 4 of Eric Stroy trying to make his move as well. 00 Joe Bennett sitting here in the middle of this field trying to slice and dice his way on through. Oh no, not quite clear there as the 96 gets just taken out.
96 and 23 get tangled up. Doesn't look like any heavy damage on either one of those trucks. A little damaged pride, but that's about it.
Just looked like the 23 maybe not getting quite the clear call he thought he had as he just kept coming on down and getting turned around on the 96 machine there. And man, there ain't a lot of paint schemes out here that have a lot of paint left on them. I'll tell you that.
There's a couple of unreadable numbers out there with all the scraping they've been doing. Short track racing, boys. I don't have any missing hoods or fenders yet, I don't believe.
No, not yet, but we still certainly have time for that one, which is still time for everybody to go and get their vote in. Kevin Winker currently leading that fan vote for best paint scheme right now with 41% of the vote, so please get those votes on in. I'm not saying we don't want Kevin Winker to win, but just make sure your vote and your voice is heard.
Yeah.
You want your voice to be heard. That's what they say.
I like
Get your voice to
heard.
be, get your voice heard, you know. Blah, blah, blah. But in this case, it's more fun because we're talking about paint schemes, which is cool. A lot better than talking about voting
There's-
for politicians, you know.
There's so many great paint schemes too. So, like some of we hadn't even got a chance to mention, like the '64, that Black Rifle coffee paint. That's a cool paint scheme. He's got the. Is that the guy from? Hang on, I got you. Got Skeletor on the side of that, or Mum-Ra or something.
Hey, it's got one of those things on there.
What number? 64. That's Mum-Ra from Thundercats. I'm telling you. He scared the hell out of me when I was a little kid. I don't know about you. It's like the mummy, the ghost mummy guy. Here we go, going green.
Back to green flag racing we go. 64 with a great restart there. The 6 right behind him with the 84 of Bittner behind him. You got the 4 of Eric Stoy up here in this top 4 as well. The 00 Joe Machine having a great battle with the 98 of Michael Newton right here as they go side by side. Now with the 87 of Rodney Griffin and Michael Newton. Oh, getting a little impact there. Able to keep it straight though. So 97 kind of shuffles the 00 up the track. Here comes the 3 of Hunter Smith trying to make his break on through back across the line here. Climb back up that leaderboard as he made a pit stop here, one of these past cautions. And same thing with the 42 of Kevin Winker. Oh no, Matthew Jones having a bit of an issue here. He's going to be backwards and sideways across the track. Same thing with 5 of Stephen Naylor, bringing out another yellow.
Goes out again. 69 has a cool paint too. Children of the Corn.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Freaky.
Jonathan Osborne has manually disconnected.
He gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got tore up there.
Yeah, he was a bunch of laps down. That sucks. Oh, I hear them out there. They're watching the broadcast out there on the track. Hey, we got extra viewers out there. These guys are watching the broadcast. That's cool.
They're probably voting for themselves too on the paint
I mean,
schemes.
why wouldn't you?
You can vote for yourself for mayor or governor or president or whatever. So
If y'all drivers can hear me out there, how about let's try to be a little nicer to the bumpers of y'all's cars, your trucks out there.
yeah.
Y'all are tearing things up.
Let them race it out here. They're still making good time, believe it or not.
Yeah, we're almost done with this.
Yeah,
It's a fun race.
across the line of 115 out of 150 here tonight. So again, we got that poll closing and it's just getting closer and closer. So be sure to get those votes on in as we will be closing it with 10 laps to go.
And the 26 machine with that Frankenstein paint. And I forgot to mention him as well. J.A. Burton.
Yeah. I
Sitting in
like that
10th place almost all night in that cool looking scheme.
one. What do you get if you win this All-Star race? You just get like the pride of
Congratulations.
Normally they're out there racing for money, aren't they?
Yeah, on a normal week. 98. Paints here.
He's got the AdminBoxx. He's got
Oh, the Nightmare Before Christmas.
yeah. That's a
Okay, that's
pretty cool looking scheme. As we get stacked back up here, ready to go back to green flag racing. One of these times I might actually get a pretty decent green flag run going and we'll look forward to that one. But nonetheless, either way, we're still gonna have this beating and banging racing action here as Cale Turbeville and Paul Durkee get this one started off once again with the green flag now waving, and away they go down the start-finish line and into turns 1 and 2. Oh, just a little tight there as the 6 and the 84 get all knotted up. That's going to check them up and lose a few positions here as the 4 and the 98 try to shuffle on through. Ooh, the 4 getting a bumper to the bumper here as they exited turn number 4. Now it's door-to-door with the 98 and the 6.
Ooh, that
And he yells out.
flagman's working harder than real Mrs. Poindexter tonight. I'll be damned.
He's getting arm day out of the way today. He's just gonna move leg day up till tomorrow.
So 24 just gets up into that 69, a little rimmer Gregory Turner, and spins him around, bringing out another caution flag here. Let's take another look at this here from the chopper view. Ooh, the 5, Stephen Naylor. He's been in just about everything out here, just nowhere to go as the 69 went flying up into him there.
Well, I've got those 3 in mind, guys, for our pick tonight. I know we still got plenty of time to decide. You guys look over our general.
If I do that, my computer may explode.
Oh, that's true.
I'll look. Let me see if it helps. Ooh, I fixed
Look on your phone.
Oh, I do have that, don't I? Man, you are really got the big brains tonight. I just feel discombobulated just a little bit.
Okay. We got Brown. I kind of agree with you there, Brown.
Well, I can't go with y'all. I'm not a company man, so I'm going to try to speak it out. I might get outvoted. I'm looking through, just making sure.
I mean, we can discuss covertly.
Yeah.
Turbeville, one of the short track ringers out here. This guy races these in real life. He knows what he's doing out there. Have a pretty good race. He's shown a lot of patience, especially getting too wide with the 3 up there earlier.
Yeah, well, this could be, the real life dirt racing that he's kind of been doing, that kind of skill. I mean, it's not a dirt track, but man, you got to be patient in those dirt races there. You can't just go for it from the get-go. You got to be calm, you got to be collected, and you got to be decisive about your decisions, and that's what the 64 has done here tonight as he comes back down across the line. Green flags waving with the 4 of Eric Stroy right behind him. Big jumble of cars here. The 98 and the 42 almost get knotted up. Same thing with the 6 and the 3 as they head on down into 3 and 4. 26 laps now left remaining as they continue to fight side by side. The 97 almost getting into it there with the 12, but they're able to leave each other some room here as the 26 of Jay Burton goes side by side with the 23 of Mark Collins on that outside lane. You got Josh Bittner, who was up in that top 3 as the 42 goes around.
Got a little help maybe from the 6. But look back and see.
Just a little bit of help to that quarter panel there and sent that 42 on around. The 24 getting a little bump in there as well towards the end, but for the most part not too bad there for that 42 of Winker. So it looks like Rodney Griffin and both Kevin Winker coming down into the pit lane to get some damage fixed.
Maybe also throw on that last set of tires. Get a set of fresh Goodyears here. You might be able to steal a couple spots before the next caution comes out.
Yeah, just maybe as we are
You're basically racing the caution flag here is what you're doing.
Did you say stealing something?
Stealing a couple laps
Yeah, you need to.
or positions.
Gonna have to.
10 more laps or so for you guys to vote. Those final 3 for the fan vote tonight. We're still working on our broadcaster.
What
I
they
know the
talking
admins
about?
are gonna get together and pick one as well.
Jeremiah Burke said Albert's supposed to be racing, and he says it makes him dizzy. I think he's probably dizzy from that gigantic rock and roll concert he was at the other day. He's probably got a headache. And
Probably can't hear anything.
probably was banging his head, and might even have some kind of damage due to all the loud music.
Iron Maiden is not a quiet concert. It's not like going to the symphony, boys.
No, it's not like a Michael Bolton concert or anything.
he's
gotta get
he's not
involved.
seeing the Doobie Brothers. Or Michael McDonald by himself.
Michael Bublé. Oh, man.
So-
He's probably need to sit out a little bit. Go ahead, Ralph.
So we're going to go back to green flag racing here with 18 laps to go, which means 8 laps left to make your final votes in as this race winds on down, and the green flag is out. The 4, man, he is sticking to that 64 like glue, except now the 64 just finally being able to break clear. Oh, and there comes a quick, absolutely blistering quick yellow flag.
Yeah, there was a truck sideways he towed, but they called the yellow anyway.
Well, it's so tight here. I guess the iRacing thinks that they have to throw the yellow flag on every lap. That
I
had
mean,
to
he
have
was
been
sitting in the middle of the track
well.
mean,
That's true. I mean,
with the cars coming.
however,
A tenth of a second later, they wouldn't have thrown it.
yeah.
It's the
Whoever it was, they towed as fast as they could. You could tell that.
It was the 24 of Hansley trying to get spun around there. He was coming out of pit lane when he spun out as they were taking the green flag, and he just had problems getting up and going, and he eventually saw the people coming up behind him and tried to tow, but just not in time there. So we go back under caution here.
Oh, Andrew manually disconnected as well. I guess he's done for the night.
Look,
Can't do that.
I'm going to say something that might be controversial.
Really?
This might not be their best showing here at HCKBRL racing.
Well, no, but you know.
But it's for
It's
fun.
for fun. It's not for points. or anything.
And you know what is even better? Our sponsor, TrackDogsRacing.com. We got hats on there now, and he listened to everybody, but now somebody
Hey.
probably needs to listen to his Peyton with a bucket hat. How do we get the bucket hats? You know, like those golf hats, you know, whatever. She really wants one. I think you need to get her some kind of bucket hat. But TrackDogsRacing.com, you check it out. All kinds of cool gear on there. Looks like
Get HCK merch up there, man.
it's going to be improving. Sounds like it. There's going to be more stuff. Coolness. Something to look forward to.
That indeed, as we get ready to head on back to green flag racing. Andrew jumping in chat there saying he gave up after spinning off the pit road and then spun again trying to get it turned around. And Andrew, don't worry about it. We all know that feeling. We have 100% all been there.
Times.
I mean, I could actually get in the race right now and do the same thing.
As the 64 of Turbeville jumps off the gun here and once again breaks out to that lead behind him. You got the 3 of Smith with the 4 of Stoy right there battling behind him. They figure that one out. The 98 of Newton still there hanging on and trying to get some laps on in here as they go single file. 11 laps remaining. So here we go. Get your votes in. This is going to be the final lap. Polling will close here in just a second as we're side by side here with the 42 and the 86. The 42 trying to shuffle up the field and continue to improve upon that position. The 86, man, he's been kind of losing spots here now to the 97 coming up on the inside of him here as the 6 of Paul Durkee trying to hold off the 00 Joe Machine as well as the 12 of Austin Johnson. Josh Bittner trying to make a run here on the outside of the 12 with the 42 right there as well. Cale Turville, though, still leading this race, and probably the two guys. Oh, as we're 3 wide in turns 1 and 2, beating and banging. It looks like a pinball there for Josh Bittner. Oh, man, hard impact, and that's going to bring out the yellow flag.
You stopped the pole in a tie, so we might need another vote.
Oh, jeez. We're going to have a runoff. This sounds like some East Louisiana backwoods.
It sounds like Louisiana open primary stuff right here.
There you go. Oh, hell. So it's Kevin Winker and Mark Collins. 37% on that one. Yeah. We have to do it again.
Oh, yes, Bittner looks like a absolute pinball there going in that traffic. Unfortunately, kind of losing out.
Hope we're not in charge of the fan vote next time we do one.
Right now, it's a lot of
We
responsibility.
need a better system.
We don't like all the responsibilities. We're not that responsible.
All right, so this is the final vote. 42 of Winker, 23 of
Unless
Collins.
we have an even number.
We had to filter it down to 2 names, so it's going on until this race ends. So you only have a few laps left here, 5 laps right now, and those will go even quicker once we go back to green flag racing. So be sure to get all of those votes in, as we got Cale Turville up there at the front, the 97 of Hunter Smith, and the 3 of Eric Stoy as your top 3 right now. But that can most certainly change, especially when chrome horns start maybe getting used here towards the end of this thing.
Yeah, this is finally the part where you're supposed to start wrecking people, not, lap 100 through 140. Lap
Or
140
lap
through
25 through 50.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we need to use that bumper, but you guys have used it all. There's no more bumper left on these damn trucks.
As we get stacked up side by side here, gonna be a green-white checker finish as we get things up and running. The caution counter is only on the tower and not the ticker, Justin. So it's not broken. It's just we're giving it some time off before it blows up here. So 64 comes down and across the line. 2 laps remaining. 3 hustling right there behind him. The 4 of Eric Stoy, as well as behind them, you got the 6 and the 98 going door to door down into turns 3 and 4. The 98 just running a little too wide as the white flag comes out. So no more cautions. Here's the final lap.
The 98 was
Keep going.
suspended in air.
There's all kinds of
And it's still going as the 3 makes a dive. And just absolutely cleans out the 64. Hunter Smith comes down and across the line. The 4 and the 6 end up on the podium there, as well as they were side by side.
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way but to just crash the entire final lap. That was awesome.
And let's go back and take a look here at the white flag lap. This happened right around where the 98 was. Oh, getting into 00 Joe. Oh my goodness. I gotta find his number. And then getting chucked up into the air, into the fence. Fans, look out! You might be getting an extra souvenir here. As we then go back and watch the 3 just absolutely dive down into kind of like that bottom arc and just absolutely scraped along that 64, beating and banging there up at the front. And that is going to be how this race comes to a close. Same thing with our poll, and it's going to end up being the 42 of Kevin Winker winning the fan vote here tonight.
Good job, Kevin. I like that Halloween Michael Myers deal on that truck. That's pretty cool. Great paints all over the place tonight. We sure appreciate all of them out there. The winning paint at Tennessee Vols paint wasn't a Halloween themed paint tonight, so wasn't eligible for the fan vote. But nonetheless, it's the winning scheme sitting right there in victory lane.
That indeed. Well, as we get things underway here, we'll discuss our vote, our broadcaster vote here. But first, we got to do some interviews. Starting us off, got to press some buttons here with the number 6 machine of Paul Durkee coming home in third here tonight. Paul, thank goodness this was an all-star race and not necessarily for points, and I got a feeling maybe some feelings may be hurt by the end of this one, even though it was just for fun.
Yeah, I don't think there was a lot of talent on display tonight. I mean, it was fun, but it just it was way too many cautions.
Well, you and the goats really went all in on the Halloween paints. Unfortunately, didn't win the fan vote or anything like that. But who painted you guys' cars? Because they look pretty damn good.
I paint mine in nailers, and Stoy paints his.
Yeah, looked awesome, man. Great showing out there for your team.
Yeah, it was good. Stoy, he's a great teammate, and Nailers, he's a really good guy too. We have a lot of fun doing this, and I wish it would have been a little bit better race for you guys to call, but that's what it is.
Well, we're not gonna lie, it was a little rough, but did y'all have fun? That's the main thing, and got to get back to real races next week. So, what do you think about the second half of the season?
I got to get some clean finishes. I haven't had the best of luck this year, so just need to get out and run up in the front and stay away from trouble and just knock off the top 10s.
Well, either way, pretty good showing here tonight for that 6 machine here, Paul, pulling home a 3rd place finish in this all-star race. Congratulations, buddy. And before we let you go, got any other final shout-outs or anything like that?
Yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys do a great job here, and also with the Xfinity Numb Thumbs League that you guys call for us. You guys just do a great job.
Awesome. Well,
we
appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing the second half of this season starting underway here in a couple of weeks, man. Good luck.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Moving us on up now to tonight's 2nd place finisher. It's going to be the 4 of Eric Stoy, beating and banging his way up here into a podium finish. Man, I think that's the only way you could survive here is if you threw some knuckles out there and had to guard each and every one of those spots as best as you could.
Yeah, it was a lot of mirror driving, but just in case you got hit from behind. But it's sometimes you just got to take the bumper to some people to get them out of your way to get up front.
Well, short track racing, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, doing a little bit of negotiations out there, using some body panels, and it's not over. I mean, next week y'all got Rockingham coming up, a short track that, not as short as this, of course, but still a track where things can get pretty physical. You looking forward to another short track experience next week?
I mean, I don't like Rockingham, so we'll just see how that goes. It's pretty bumpy there, but I guess it's gonna see how everyone else does on that track, because that track you wear out a lot of tire, but you just got to race just like everyone else.
Well, this race was for fun, and you destroyed your Busch Light Halloween can that you were driving tonight, but it looked cool. You had a cool paint. How'd that come about? Who painted that? And got anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I actually painted that. I actually just make my own designs off the side, just for fun. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of started throwing things together, and things just kind of popped in my head, and I was like, let's do this and that. But yeah, I would thank my girlfriend and my little boy. He's sleeping right now, but also my teammates and you guys. Like always, you guys do a terrific job.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, buddy, and good job here tonight, finishing in second, and good luck here coming up for the second half of this HCK Beagles Racing League season.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Really is a badass paint. The more you look at it, the more you see.
Yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff on it.
And you ain't kidding as we move on up to tonight's race winner, and that's gonna be Hunter Smith bringing home the race win here, man. And boy, that finish, it definitely looked like it was one of those kind of short track finishes you would see at your local track. Just send it on in there, doing whatever you could to pick up the win, and that is exactly what you did here tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't really mean to spin him out. I was just trying to rattle his cage a little bit, but yeah, I got a good run off the exit, and I was really just trying to pull up alongside of him, and I was hoping we could just drag race to the line, but caught that left rear a little bit and spun him out. So I apologize to him. I didn't really mean to wreck him, but that was a fun race when we wasn't under caution.
Yeah, it's fun to see that kind of stuff running around up front. Great race out there tonight. Rockingham's coming up on the schedule. Is that a track that you frequent much, or is going to be some first-time practice for you?
Honestly, I think it'd be a first time. Actually, I just bought this track today, so this is my first race on this track. So I'm pretty happy about the results today.
Well, if you just bought the dang thing, we did too. So we didn't know what was going to happen, but you tore it up tonight. Congrats! And anybody you want to shout out to?
Big shout out to Taylor Motor Company for sponsoring, as well as the Beauty Parlor and Tripods Laser Designs as well coming on board. And give a shout out to all my friends and family that support and watch the races and everything. And just happy to be here and good racing with everybody here. And I appreciate y'all in the booth for the broadcast and all that y'all do.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. And this just in, because we didn't know this as well, but Josh Bittner over there at Track Dogs Racing says congrats to you. And with the new site, it has Richardson hats, and he was planning on gifting the first one to tonight's winner. So you're going to be able to get the first hat off of that production line here, Hunter. So be sure to DM Josh over there. And man, congratulations, winning a little bit of everything here tonight.
Oh man, that's awesome. Heck yeah. Shout out to Josh Bittner for that.
Heck yeah, those Richardson hats are the best. Those are quality. I only pretty much buy Richardson, so that's going to look sharp. Got a little trophy there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh,
Appreciate that.
yeah, man. Again, a good job on tonight's race win. Congratulations, and good luck here the remainder of this last half of this HCK Beagles Racing League season.
Thanks, guys.
And with that, tonight's race in action comes to a close. And boy, oh boy, boys, was that something or not?
It was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something. It was I'm wondering if we had more yellow flaps than green. It was probably pretty even. But yeah, man, it just happens when you take a bunch of guys that run super speedway and you put them on a really, really tiny track with a decent car count. I mean, this is what you'd see in a late model feature, you know? So these guys aren't used to running with each other on a little track like this. So yeah, we knew it would be rough, but yeah, it was pretty rough out there for these guys. But still finished with 14 cars on the lead lap tonight.
On to the next one. We're going to have a lot more fun in the second half of this season.
That we will. Let's go ahead and just do a quick rundown here for the final finishing position for these guys of this race. You have Hunter Smith picking up the race win with the 4 of Eric Stoy coming in second, 6 of Paul Durkee rounding out that podium in third. You had the 42 Kevin Winker. Don't worry, he's not walking away empty-handed. He won the fan vote here for the best paint scheme, so congratulations, Kevin. Josh Bittner hung on out there in the fight in that 84 Herbie machine there and took home a 5th place finish. Good job, Josh. The 18 Rodney Griffin had a pretty solid night here as well, finishing in 6th. You had the 96 Josh Freed. He got beaten and banged up pretty good here to finish here in 7th. You got the 12 of Austin Johnson cross the line here in 8th, with the 10 of Matthew Jones cracking up into that top 10 and up 10 spots. Man, that's a pretty good number there for Matthew Jones, your hard charger of the night, to finish in 9th, with a 64 of Caleb Turbeville going from 1st to 10th on that final lap there, but still a great heck of a run there for that 64 Caleb Turbeville.
86 of Jake Buncho finishes in 11th position. 12th will be the 00 of Joe Bennett. 26 of J.A. Burton in that Frankenstein truck finishes in 13th place. 14th will be the 23 of Mark Collins. 98 of Michael Newton. Tonight's admin also, thanks to AdminBoxx, he's able to do both drive and admin tonight. Finishes the only truck 1 lap down. 16th will be Gregory Turner in the 69, that Children of the Corn truck, which is really cool. The only truck 2 laps down. 17th place is going to be the 5 of Stephen Naylor, 5 laps down. 24 of Andrew Hansley in that Spirit Machine, down 22 laps. Finishing 18th place. 19th will be Jonathan Osborne in the 81. We saw him do some acrobatics outside the fence there earlier from these glitches and stuff that iRacing sometimes has. 20th will be Mike Adamson. Mike Adamson started outside row number 1, and I don't know what happened with him. He was only involved, I think, in 1 or 2 little incidents, but it may have been one of those things where a fast repair or something went unchecked. I'm not sure. Let's see. Brian Skidmore did not grid, so the 75 finished in 21st, but did not grid a car.
And that was your all-star field here tonight. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. Before we get into the final shout-outs, though, Mr. English, who is our vote for best paint scheme out there?
So, it was a split decision by the judges. It's kind of like a boxing match here, split decision. But Michael Newton and the 98 with that Nightmare Before Christmas paint, he is your broadcaster pick for tonight's paint scheme. So we've got the 42 voted for by the fans, the 98 from us, and now we're just gonna wait for the admins to pick theirs. So I'm sure Gregory Turner will put it on the HCK Beagles Facebook page for everyone to see. I think that's how they're doing it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll do that as we wind things down here from Hickory Motor Speedway. Like we were saying, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, as you guys are really the reason why we do this. Hanging out, having some great fun with y'all, checking out these great paint schemes, and having some fun with the vote. So thank you guys so much for that. And be sure to hit that subscribe and ring that notification button to be sure to get alerted every single time that we go live, as we do this 5 nights a week, and we can't wait to have you guys with us. As well as having that thumbs up button get smashed, because man, I don't know how YouTube's algorithm really works, but the more likes we get, we seem to get even more people joining us here. So be sure to hit that like button if you enjoy the racing that you see on here. We also have to thank the great sponsors of Davidson Builders, jumping on board all season long. Same thing with TrackDogsRacing.com. Under construction, but don't let that fool you, man. Just great products all the way around, and know in a couple of weeks, man, that thing will be absolutely bumping. So go and order from TrackDogsRacing.com here as soon as possible. Big thank you again to AdminBoxx, the button box solution for these race control admins. I know that thing got a heck of a workout here tonight.
Yeah, it did.
And so good job from them for making a good quality product out here. As well as Dubby.gg. Go and order yours today, as they are the proud energy sponsor over here at the HCK Beagles Racing League. Use code HCK at checkout for 10% off. They've got a couple of Halloween stuff going on right now too, so be sure to order yours today and enjoy some jitterlessness. You don't get jittery, and no sugar added. Man, everything is just a-okay over there with Dubby. It's fantastic. I drink it pretty much every single broadcast, so be sure to order yours here today and continue to help supporting this league. Well, on that note, we leave here tonight to head on over to, I think we're going to Circuit of the Americas. Some road course racing there tomorrow night for the Vigilante Racing League. So first time we get to see 40-ish or so cars over there. So that's going to be an interesting race tomorrow night. So be sure to tune in to that one. And until tomorrow, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We are signing off.
We gone.
See ya.